going to Offut Lake in Tornado. It's a visit with a person of high strangeness. Gets body. We're going to Offut Lake today. Now, Mike took most of the footage, and you'll hear from him here shortly, because at one point he lived there. And so it's going to be a nice visit, I suppose. And well, there's certain stories connected to Offut Lake that might be of interest to you. And for instance, here's one that brought my attention to it. The first time I had ever heard of Offut Lake, it was right after the earthquake. It was some mysterious stuff rising to the top of the lake there, which later they actually solved this little mystery. It was swamp gas, and there is a website where you can read about it, and it was the most strange thing and bizarre thing I had ever heard. And of course then I ended up 6 miles from Offut Lake because my home got destroyed in the earthquake. But isn't that amazing? I'll take a picture of it for you. Here's another still photo. And it was just the most amazing thing I had ever seen. In the meantime, problem solved. They figured out what happened there, and so then anyway, if you go to the websites of the Nisqually quake, you can read about that. And so now everything is all good like it was before, and we're going to go to Offut Lake. Okay, so come right along.
Strangeness, take 3. Mike sitting in for Lilian.
What do you mean by take 3, Mike? Explain, please.
Well, we were filming once, and the tape ended up being ate up in the camera, so we did it again. We filmed one more time.
That makes 2.
That makes 2, yes.
You didn't have a head.
No, I put the camera on my truck, and I was hoping to get a proper outline of my body, but I only got my mustache down. So that's why we're doing this again.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Mm-hmm. Real briefly, how did you end up at Offut Lake?
A friend of mine suggested, actually it was one of your family members who was there off and on, and they talked about it being very beautiful. There's Wolf Haven down the way, and you can hear the wolves at night, and it was very very nice staying there.
So you came down?
Yes, I did. I came down from Lake Stevens, Washington.
And it's almost time for you to go back?
Yes, it is. I'm going back on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. So you were down here a total of 6 months?
Down here for 6 months, and it was beautiful. A lot of wonderful and beautiful people I've met.
Windy?
Very windy at Lake Offut Park. It's very windy all the time.
Mm-hmm. So the way we have it fixed now, we're going to use your insert?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because I can't walk so good. And then we'll do an interview with the lady and her high strangeness on her lake.
Yes. It's we were filming the lake, and it was picking up cloud cover, and different things were reflecting off the lake, and it was quite unusual. Some of the things we saw, there were little ripples coming through, but that's standard for a lake. But this was different. There's other things that are there, and we were talking about it.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to work in here somewhere, Offut Lake is the lake, you wasn't here for the earthquake, but that's the earthquake that had the really strange occurrences, so I think I'm going to work that in here somewhere.
All right.
And
I think that's wonderful. Yeah,
go ahead.
Well, there's a part that raised up during the earthquake.
Yeah, I will show that. What I want to know, speaking of raising up, that's a good uh, move into this. When you come in a fifth wheel like you did, and you have to go a different way because...
Oh yes, the bridge coming from Olympia is only 12.6.
Mm-hmm.
And there's signs there, so if you're coming from Tenino, it's all right, but you have to be very careful. You have to use an alternate route, and you have to check your map and make sure you know where you're going.
Mm-hmm. And there's also 12 on Rainier Road is also a bridge that's 12 something.
12.6 also.
12.6,
Yes.
yeah. So if you're bringing in a large piece of RV equipment, best thing to call is tell them how to get there, huh?
Yeah, call them and they'll explain how to get there. They're very
Mm-hmm.
open with that.
Mm-hmm. Because if you don't, you take the top off.
You take the top off, and you might as well just say
take the bridge down.
you might as well say total.
Yeah. Well, okay, Mike. Thanks for filming that for me, and I hope you have a really good journey home with your house.
I'm sure I will. It will be different.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of good times here.
Okay.
Love and light. That's what I can say.
We're going to the insert now.
And this is a sign saying Offut Lake Resort. Just a minute and we'll back up a little, just a bit here. Thank you for bearing with us. We have birds and other things in the background. They were cutting wood with us filming down here just a few minutes ago. Now, Lake Offut Park is off 120th Avenue and Bryant Street. So we're just showing that sign so you get a good idea. There's the general store for Offut Lake Resort. Today we were filming a little bit earlier and they were cutting wood. And it was making a lot of noise and we had a little bit of trouble. But we've got it going now, so just a second here and we'll pan down by the lake. This is the lodge sign. And we'll go down by the lake in just a second, please. We're panning down, showing you the steps. Here's a sign that says visitors must register at general store. And then it gives the day use rates. Adults are $5, seniors 60 and older are $4, youth 12 and under are 4, a life vest required on dock 12 and under 16 must have adult supervision, all prices plus tax. Now we have some steep steps to go down and we'll go down to the lake just a second. There's 2 sets. I'll show you the first step right here. They have handrails that you can hang on to so you can go very slowly. This is the second set of steps. It also has handrails. And this is the boathouse that I'm filming here. Just a second. We'll go down here and take a look. Here's a sign that says "Gone Fishing." And they have their life vest, there's fishing poles, they have oars that you can rent.
We're just pausing, taking a look out here at the dock. We're panning, going real slow here. They've got a trash receptacle for throwing your trash into. Here we're looking at the rowboats. And we're panning over to the paddle boats. And just a second, we'll pause. Here's another sign that says no dogs, running or diving, bikes or skates, gas motors, feeding ducks, drugs or excessive alcohol. No lifeguard on duty. Please stay on pass. Docks closed at dark. Children under 16 years require parent supervision. Restrooms for customer use only. And thank you for respecting our rules. Offut Lake Resort. Right here you probably can hear them. They were out here feeding them earlier. They have fish that have been here since early December, and they're going to release them the second week in April towards the end. And so he was feeding them, and I was inquiring about it, and they were jumping all over, and they still are. They think they're going to be fed again, and they're coming to the top and jumping. So just a second, please. Okay, we're panning the lake here. You can hear the birds in the background. There's a few ducks out here. The sun was out for a while, but it's gone back in. We have clouds overhead. We also have air traffic coming in on us. This is also the flight path for a lot of the military aircraft that come from Fort Lewis. And just a second, I'll pan up and see if we can't get this biplane. Okay, we're back down. We're getting another look at the lake. And we're panning back out. We're cutting down here, looking a little bit. we stopped for a minute and we moved the closeness imagery out a little further. We're going to pause. We're going to bring it in just a little bit. There's some ducks over here in the corner. See if we can pick them up. No. As you fish at Lake Offut Resort, there's all sorts of benches for you to sit on, and that's really nice. Right there is a place to clean your fish when you catch them. We're trying to get a look at the fish again. They've been jumping. As I walk by, they jump into the air. They want to be fed again. They're all on the top. A lot of them are on the bottom. But that's pretty cool. And we're going to stop now, and Miss Lilian will take up and talk to Becky, and we'll talk to you a little bit later, and we'll say love to you and light, and hopefully you can come down here and partake of the fishing and the recreational areas, and it's very nice.
There is a really nice website telling you about RV, cabin, tent rentals. Well, there's also 3 derbies in 2010. One is the opening weekend, one is Father's Day, but only for kids 15 and younger, and then they can enter the kids derby. The cost is $1 now, but I'm putting on my shoes because we're gonna drive up there and get all the rest of the questions answered. So I'm gonna put my shoes on so we can go. And here's the contact number. I'm ready to go and get the scoop, so come right along. We kind of had a change in plan today. It was not convenient. Instead, we're going to WashingtonLakes.com. A man named Mike Carey did he did an interview at 8/18/2008. I was unable to reach him, and so we're gonna go about it a little different. Since I wasn't able to get a hold of the gentleman, I'm going to show this under the fair use notice. And it reads as follows. This site contains copyrighted material, the use of which has not always been specifically authorized by the copyright owner. We are making such material available in our efforts to advance understanding of environmental, political, human rights, economic and democracy, scientific and social justice issue, and for the general purpose of criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, research, and/or educational purposes only. We believe this constitutes a fair use of any such copyrighted material as provided for in Section 107 of the U.S. Copyright Law, in accordance with Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107. The material on this site is distributed without profit to those who have expressed a prior interest in receiving including information for research and educational purposes. If you wish to use this material for a purpose other than provided by law, you must obtain permission from the copyright owner, and for more information you go to fairusestanford.education and copyright. Anyway, we're going to show you the interview from 2008 under the fair use notice, since it is informational. This is from the website of Offut Lake. So here we go. One click of the button.
Hello, I'm here today with Rob Pogue of Offut Lake Resort, and it's hard to imagine that we are not much more than 10 minutes away from Olympia, Washington, because it's peaceful and quiet as can be. This resort is on a beautiful wooded area on Offut Lake. And Rob, you know, we've heard in the news a lot about staycations, that people are staying closer to home, they're not hopping on jet planes going distant places because of the high expense of traveling. You guys have got a really great little secret here in Offut Lake, don't you?
Yeah, it's, you know, being so close to Olympia and really in the greater Seattle area, Pierce County is one of the favorite travel points, and you know, really we're finding a lot of people who generally like to cross the mountains are finding us here in their own backyard and keeping us busy.
Mm-hmm. And you couldn't ask for a nicer vacation destination. Like I say, it's peaceful, it's quiet, it's a beautiful lake. How's the fishing been this year?
Well, the fishing with the weather has been on again, off again, but with it being the season that it was, it's definitely kept the trout biting a lot longer. The bass bedded up and held close a lot longer themselves. The perch and bluegill now are just beginning really to start their bites, and you know, for August it's still really great fishing. It's kind of out of the ordinary and been quite a year really. So
great. I've seen a lot of really nice bass pictures coming in from some of our readers that have been sending in fishing reports. This lake is open year-round, isn't it?
yes, sir.
So
That keeps us going, keeps us pretty busy, you know, kind of in between our projects, so makes it nice though.
great. How long have you guys been in business here?
Well, we've been here for about 10 years. My mom got down here first and got the wheels rolling, and slowly but surely the rest of our family has made it, and now it's 5 generations deep. So.
That's great. I'm going to go wet a line. Rob, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Mike.
And I'll catch up with you a little later down at the fish pens.
Sounds great, thank you.
All right.
Cabins are for rent. They're mighty pretty. They look really cozy too. In fact, they come under cozy cabins. That's the category you click on the website. Kitchen is nice and shiny. And you can watch TV while you're resting. This is called a full cabin, service cabin, with all the comfort of home. There's when you can put the kids upstairs. That's what it looks like from the outside. Now that's called the angler's den. I'm not an angler, so I have no idea what that means. Nevertheless, it looks like a real home, away from home. And there's a gift basket for you. There's a yurt for you. I think I said that right. Sunshine on the Lake. We're gonna listen to some music by Ron Matthews. That'll be a nice in-between, and then we go back to the lake. What a unique sound, and my favorite for many, many years. Enjoy. Enjoy. I guess I better say this twice. There is no entertainment at Offut Lake, but if we push it hard enough, Ron will come to some of the local casinos and perform some of his music. And if that sounds familiar, think Zap. This is where Mike had parked his fifth wheel for the winter, and well, of course he went back to Lake Stevens. We have some time left over, so I thought we would drive through parts of Monarch Lake again. That was really enjoyable. And so that's what we're gonna do next. Here I found a picture with musicians at Offut Lake, and I don't know when that was, but I guess I told you an untruth. So let's go to Monarch Sculpture Park, which is only about 3 or 4 miles from there. Okay? That's what I was trying to do. Hey. Meow. There she goes. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. Yeah. Eternity? Okay.
Unfortunately, Vasily passed in wood and stone. This piece is titled Kern Street Circus. It's done by Leanne Powers. She was our first emerging artist that Monarch Park supported. And the bicycle is the original bicycle that she and her two friends rode around their neighborhood on, and the neighborhood street was called Kern Street Circus.
Wow. Okay.
Now the piece that we're coming up to is one of the homage or tribute pieces that I do each year for the park, and this is a tribute to Louise Nevelson.
Mm-hmm.
And she used wood scraps and created wood collages and painted them either a flat matte black or white.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is in tribute to her.
We have an outhouse, so don't panic. Y'all are taken care of. That's always important when you go somewhere, you know?
That's right.
Yeah. I got that already.
Okay, did you get the portal?
No, it's a portal?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
The green piece,
green is
and
the
that's
portal.
one of my works. It's titled The Portal, and it's the main entrance to the park.
To the park itself. Okay.
And the stainless steel and black piece there is done by Dennis Peacock, and the white marble piece to the back was done by Ivan Bulovitsky from the Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
And the silver piece here, called Waiting in Silence, was done by Vladas Konchauskas from Lithuania.
Mm-hmm.
And the lifeboat is done by a Yelm artist, Gary Hammer. Now we're on our way to the lower gardens.
Is there an entrance fee here?
No, it's by donation only.
By donation only.
We never turn anyone away.
Oh, yeah.
This is the butterfly tree.
That's one that I had stood in front of.
This is my
Yeah.
work,
Wow.
and this was the first piece in the park. No, I believe that you took the pictures along the highway.
I did, yeah, in 2006 I did.
Okay, well the big bell is by Kevin Krieger, a local artist. This piece,
I missed it.
Skookum Chuck is what he calls it.
Wow.
And then the trident piece is done by,
I'm not sure if
Dennis
that one
Peacock.
was here.
no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Most of these weren't. We just put these up a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, Velocipede,
I have
the
a picture. I have a
unicycle, is
picture of
my
that.
work.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a picture of that. We started out we started out here, yeah. You can walk, you can bring bicycles in here, can you?
Yes, the Olympia
Oops.
Rails to Trails runs
Right through there?
right parallel to my property.
Oh, wow.
We get a lot of visitors who come on bike, later come back with family and friends. The reaction to the park by most people is, wow, we
Yeah.
never expected this.
Person can do a wedding there, huh?
Yes, we do have weddings in the park, and it's by donation, so you give us what you can afford.
Oh, yeah. My God. Beautiful. I have a granddaughter that's getting married.
I'll open the gate. Yeah.
Bill Wilson from Centralia, okay.
And he's the featured sculptor for Tycho Metal. And this area is our butterfly maze. It's a hedge maze, and eventually it'll be full grown, and we'll have sculptures inside it, and you work to find the goal piece, which is Caitlin, the butterfly girl.
Wow.
And this piece is pickup sticks, and it is my work. Jesse Swigert did Animus, this steel piece. The tall steel piece is by Dennis Peacock, and it's titled Prometheus Still Bringing Fire.
The green one, you say?
No, the tall brown.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. We're looking at the wrong. Here we go. This is it.
The green piece was done by Bill Wilson, the featured artist.
This one here, right. That's the one, yeah.
I can come back to this one.
No.
We do an artist in residency program here, and this was an artist from California who did this piece to represent an ancient structure.
Like
Her
a
name was
Stonehenge.
Pat Warnick.
You hear animals, you hear dogs. I would assume you have everything else in the middle of the night. Excuse me, in the middle of the night.
Oh yes,
That's beautiful.
coyotes.
Coyotes.
And what you're seeing now is the sound garden. These are musical instruments that one can play, and I created it for the children, but the adults love it. And we have musicians that come here, and they incorporate the sounds with their music.
As I was waiting to come in, there was those people there, they were talking about Area 51. They must have seen the tag on my car. Yeah. Oh, gee, this is beautiful. I think I'm going to get out. Hang on a minute. What a view, would you say? Wow. This is a different angle of the musical area here. When you hear me moaning, you'll probably realize it's really time for me to quit doing this.
The rainbow is done by Dr. Sheila Adams, and she's now living in the state of Washington. She was from California. The mural that we're
It's a mosaic.
approaching is a mosaic, and it's by Cheryl Rhodes, the same artist from Kent who did Kaleidoscope Park, the painted mural.
I love mosaics. Okay.
We'll cross the bridge and go into the main section of the park.
got so excited I quit talking. What do you know? Oh, look at there.
Yeah, this is the homage piece to Juan Moreau, and I think you just caught our pavilion where we.
Yeah, if you stop just a minute here, I want to get a.
Okay.
Oh, gee, I'm sorry, wiggling. It's okay.
This is the main residence and office for the park. I'm going to turn around. Stop there. That flat piece with the blue paint on it was done at our open house by children. We always have projects where they can interact and paint or work with clay.
And they always say, we don't have anything to do. But people think three-dimensional, you know, all the time. Well, most of the time.
I don't know if you were able to capture the three graces.
Well,
Here.
I got two of them. And then here's the third grace.
Here's the third.
Yeah.
There she is.
There she is. Got it.
And that's my work. And that's concrete on a steel frame.
Uh-huh.
I wanted you to see.
The lower torso. Is this yours?
No, this
No?
is Lilian
Ooh.
Powers, the one who did the bicycle Kern Street Circus.
Uh-huh. I got it. Oh,
good.
beautiful.
I'm going to have to back up again. This is as far as this allows me to go.
I'm so glad she knows every angle of this place, because imagine me backing up over here.
We have Gary Hammer. The white piece there is Bill Wilson's. And this piece called Mount Adams is by from Portland.
Never pond.
The pond and the ancient pier is by an artist from Scotland who was here during our symposium. The newest piece in the park happens to be the globe, and it's called The Hands of God. It's by Jeff Jolly. And if you tap the fingers on one side, it vibrates around, and the fingers on the other side move and create sound also. And the vibrations continue around for a brief time.
Okay.
See? When you tap the fingers on one side, it vibrates around the globe, and the other fingers on the other hand vibrate. And this piece is titled The Hands of God.
Tap on the fingers, it says. And observe. This is just awesome.
Again, this is by Jeff Jolly, who's a Washington State artist.
Yeah, I just asked you, but you said you flooded?
Yes,
1 year?
our creek flooded, and a lot of rushing water. It moved a few things, but didn't create much damage, fortunately. This tall piece is by Valentine Wellman, with the seagull on the top. What are you capturing?
Everything.
Okay.
The trees and everything.
The flags along here represent the nations of the artists who have participated here. It's called International Alley for that reason. And then the croquet set that's there, because that's a very swampy area, not much could be placed there, so I created that to occupy this space. And on either side, over here, we have the cedars, and we have a nature walk in there, and there's a small creek that runs through. And then on this side, where the cottonwoods are, we've put in an area of a nature walk called Fantasy Garden. And it has things to delight children. And so they find a troll under the bridge, a big spider with long legs, a dragonfly, a garden, a flower bed. It's actually a bed with flowers in it. And oh, we have mushrooms, dancing mushrooms that are upside down, and they have fun discovering. We also have what I call the sacred grove and prayer tree, and it has the ribbons that people have left with messages.
Mm-hmm.
And it has become a very popular area of the park, almost as popular as the Sound Garden. Yeah, this piece is entitled titled The Chalice.
There's just so many little crevices of things and people and places, and it's just pretty. This is the gong from the back. We filmed it for you from the road there. Birds. The mama bird. The mama bird was making noise, so I followed her voice. And this is what I found. Isn't it beautiful? Here comes mama bird. So mad. Just so you know how to get here, it's off the old 99 on Warwick Road. And you have a number there. And if you get lost, you call me. This is a map of the ground, So we went, let's see, we went from the office. Show me which way we went.
Okay. We were here at the office. We went around by the studio, backed up, saw the works on the other side of the gallery, then went on to Waldrick, around to the back of the property, came around the butterfly maze this way, crossed the creek, and saw the works that are along both sides and near the stage, the pavilion. And we have over 115 sculptures on the grounds currently, and the exhibit changes out as we sell or the artists remove for another venue and bring new works in. And the park is open dawn to dusk year round. It's by donation. The gallery is open by appointment, or if we're on the grounds, ask and we'll open it for you.
No, on an average, with a brisk walk, how long do you think it would to take on everything?
It takes at least an hour. We have
Wow.
almost 10 acres here.
Yeah.
And most people spend 2 to 3 hours because there's so much to see.
Yeah.
But just a quick tour through, it takes almost an hour.
Yeah, driving took 16 minutes. Yeah. I understand you went to Canyon de Chelly?
Yes, I did. I was at Marble in Colorado, and on the way down, we visited Arches, and then on the way back from Texas, we stopped at Bryce and Canyon de Chelly. And what a magical, mystical moment it is. in that canyon. It's as if the past speaks to you. I probably saw it, but she wasn't present.
She
so I
wasn't there.
didn't
Yeah,
speak with her.
she's usually there. But anyway, what I want to do is I want to thank you for this wonderful visit. And the timing was just off in 2006 because we would have just made things up as we went along. And today he gave us a personal tour. Tacoma News Tribune, Tacoma News Tribune came and did a
Yes.
story.
Yes, and it's going to appear sometime within the next week to 2 weeks in the Tribune.
Yeah, well, this is going to air much later, so I'm sure they would probably allow you to put it on your website. And you've given me permission to hook your website to mine.
Yes, I have.
So anytime you want to see, just go to the website.
All right,
And
thank
it's
you.
been such a wonderful day, and thank you. You made the sun shine. And that's all we have for you this week. And hope you enjoyed your trip to Offut Lake in Tenino, Washington. And actually, it's right down the street from the Monarch Sculpture Park where we have taken you to. And feel free to stop by at my house. I'm on your way too. And then I'll see you next week with another story about stuff. Have a good one. Bye. This is Randy working on the new version of Lilian, Miss Lilian. Cool, huh?
Lilian, Miss Lilian, we'd like to thank you for all the fun. Took us there, and you took us there, and it is just because you really care. Where our journey goes, oh, it begins. It's part of why our planet will extend. And if we do our part and use our heart, we'll fill our mission we've had from the start. Lilian, Miss Lilian, we'd like to thank you for all the fun while you took us here and you took us there. And it is just because you really care. You really
Thank you.